So why are LCDs used?
LCDs are used because the liquid crystals are thinner, lighter, and are much more efficient and use less power than other devices such as cathode ray tubes. You can see them applied today in things such like TVs, CDs, and computers. The two most important liquid crystal phases are called nematic and smectic. When they're in the smectic phase, this is when the liquid crystals cool. The molecules form into layers that can slide past one another relatively easily. And these molecules in a given layer can move about within their layer, but they can't and don't move into other layers. There are actually different smectic subphases, but we won't go into them in any more detail here. There's also the nematic phase. This is when liquid crystals are a bit like a liquid. Their molecules can move around and shuffle past one another, but they all point in broadly the same direction. Polarization is a very key concept of LCDs. And right now we will talk about how polarization works. On the whiteboard, that image right there represents unpolarized light. And when it passes through a vertical filter, only the vertical lights will show and pass through. The vertical filter must be aligned correctly to the unpolarized light for light to pass through. This applies to LCDs because there are two filters behind the subpixels, and they are rotated at different angles. So if the twisted crystals are not rotated, then no light can pass through.
Here we have your everyday laptop with an LCD display. Each pixel has 3 subpixels. One is for red, one is for green, one is for blue. When all of these are turned on, your screen becomes white. When they're not turned on, they're black. As seen here, which is what the inner workings of each subpixel looks like, light will flow through the top polarizing filter, normally made of glass, and will flow through until it hits another polarizing filter. But this one is turned at 90 degrees, so therefore the light can't flow through because of polarization, which means that you have no light showing on your screen, which is why it's dark. But when you apply voltage, the liquid crystals will turn and it will direct the light and twist it through 90 degrees so it can go through the second polarizing filter. This lets light go through all the way, and it will produce colors such as red, green, and blue. Depending on what the computer wants the display to be, they will have different levels of red, green, and blue, and this is how we get colors on our screens.
Thank you for watching. 감사합니다.
See you.
Gracias.
Merci.